But here's the big news. If you don't fix it in your generation, it will not be okay for your daughter. And all over the world, men who really love my TED Talk or really love my book come up to me and they say, I love this, I love this, I love this. And I look at them and say, how old's your daughter? And they always have a daughter. And so this is important because we want the change for our children, but we're not sure it's possible for us. These stereotypes are culturally held, they're deeply held, and they start in childhood. So you want it to be different for your daughter, you make it different for the female colleagues at your workplace. And I believe you can do it. Because you cared enough to stand up and be honest about that. And it is that honest dialogue that will make all the difference. So I applaud you. One more? Green shirt, white sweater? Yeah.
Let's go to the last one.
That's the last one. Usually get my son. Yeah.
Thank you for your nice presentation. Well, I'm a working mom with having 11 months old daughter. And well, actually, it's very hard to cope with the emotional guilty toward the child because tons of books regarding taking care of child spoken of the importance of attachment toward baby under the age of 3 is very important. And some, as you know, there are a lot of tiger mom in Korea, so most of my colleagues told me that if a doctor is a father, his child can be a doctor again, but when a mother is a doctor, then her child cannot be a doctor in the future. So there are a lot of pressures and guilty feeling toward my child and toward my family. So I'd like to know how can you cope with such feelings in your life? And my next question is, actually I work in the hospital as a doctor, but I'm in a junior status. There are a lot of brilliant, smart people around me, including men and women. A lot of women also in good positions, and they are very smart. So when look at me, sometimes I'm very proud. I look like proud and I'm small. But as you wrote in your book, women usually evaluate themselves based on their establishments, as you wrote in your book. But as a junior, I don't have any accomplishments yet, but I know it's crucial to establish my self-esteem in my workplace to be better in my position. So how can I make my self-esteem more better without any accomplishments yet? Thank you.
So to the first question, we have posters on the wall on Facebook. One of them is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? One of them is, done is better than perfect. If you watch children, they exist in the moment, right? They just, this from your child. They can be absolutely happy one minute, absolutely sad the next, and absolutely happy. They don't think into the future or the past. I think the best thing we can do is we can only think about one thing at once. When we're at work, we focus on work. When we're home, we focus on our children. And we recognize that the guilt for not doing things perfectly doesn't help anyone and wastes our time. So you feel it, and then you put it aside. And then it comes back, and then you put it aside. And then you remember that your husband doesn't feel it at all, and that helps you put it aside. The second question is a really important one. The first thing I would say, and I don't know you and I don't know your colleagues, but the data says that on average, your male colleagues who have accomplished exactly what you've accomplished think they have a lot of accomplishments, and you think you don't. That even the way we ask the question, it's not just you, it's all of us, is how can I think of myself when I don't have any accomplishments? And the man next to us say, I graduated from college, I went to medical school, I got a job at this hospital. I have many accomplishments. And therein lies the difference. I want to thank all of you. I really hope that for you this isn't just a speech or a night, but it's a moment to take a minute for yourself. Take 1 minute and think. How are you going to lean in? Whether you are a man or a woman, just take a minute right now. Everyone think of it. What is one thing you could do to lean in? Write it down for yourself, or write it down and post it, whatever you want. But take that moment to do it, because you will help change the world.